I'm sitting here with Dr. Charles Osgood with Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. How are you doing today?
Doing wonderful. How have you been?
Good, good. Got a baby on the way, 3 weeks out, so
exciting stuff.
It's a crunch time.
Yeah,
I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So
busy time.
yeah. So talk about crunch time.
Yeah, crunch.
Yeah, we're going to talk about accidents.
Automotive accidents. One of the most misunderstood things about accidents is even if they're soft, even if they're light, can have some extreme damage even occur from that. And it comes in the form of whiplash type of an injury. Whiplash simply means you got enough force that went back and forth, usually the head, it can also be the lower back. And then what happens is the ligaments can even get stretched, and also they can be damaged. Even slight tears in the ligaments can occur just from, a small accident like that. So the main thing I want people to understand is that even with a small accident, you need to have it checked. It's not something to ignore. Simply because of this, I have seen case after case after case. And I've been doing this 20 years now. So I've seen a lot of cases where people will sign off on their automotive insurance. Everything's A-okay. And up to 6 months later, they'll wake up in the morning and can't move their neck. So no matter how bad or little you think it was, come in, have it checked. It's something that we need to take x-rays. We'll do a nerve scan, complete scan of the nervous system. We'll see just what's being affected, if there's any damage. We'll be able to see if there's any whiplash type injuries, anything like that that's occurred. And it's better to be safe than to not do anything at all. Main thing is you don't know until you check first to find out what's going on. And then you don't want to be in the position where you've already signed off and you now are going to have to cover the costs of fixing yourself out of your pocket.
So anything, it don't even have to be like what if it's a fender bender?
Yeah. I mean, I've had people 5 miles an hour in the parking lot have an issue. And with those smaller ones, it doesn't take very long to fix. It's not like an extended one where you were, like people who've been in, a fight with a semi-truck. It's not like that. But with the smaller ones, if you can get it corrected right away, then you're going to make sure that you don't have something occur down the road that can be quite expensive to you. So that the key here is don't procrastinate.
Right.
Don't think it wasn't enough that I don't need to have it checked out. Even if you didn't have to go to the hospital, even nothing like that occurred, you can still wake up with a problem. So don't wait to see if you have a problem.
Well, you gotta think about it. I know from experience, but even that, like you said, even a small accident like a whiplash.
Yes.
You move the wrong way just a little bit, and it will unadjust you. And you might be kinked one way.
You can, and you can get whiplash type injuries from riding the lawnmower.
Right.
I mean, big bumps that you hit, those type of things can occur. So it's nothing to mess around with. Let us take some pictures to do a nerve scan and to take x-rays in the office. It's a simple fee of $37. I make the fee for that really low simply because we don't want you to have to pay a bunch of diagnostic fees. And, for every patient who comes in, we want them to be able to afford the care. So, even though the insurance company is paying for it, it's a small fee. It's something that you can check it out. We can look at it, see what's going on with you, and then determine based on what we see in the x-rays and everything else, what kind of care you need, how long is it going to take to get you back in shape again, that sort of thing. And especially if you are feeling any effects from it, don't wait. Come in. Let's check it out.
And even if they don't have insurance, it's still relatively low cost that somebody can afford.
Right. Say you were in the accident and now you signed off on it and you don't have any coverage anymore. So we'll make something fit your budget. We pride ourselves on being able to do that for people, make sure that they can get the care that they need and still be able to afford it. Come in. The main thing is don't put it off. And don't just keep doing the same things, hoping something will get better, like taking all those pills, taking all those pain pills or anti-inflammatories, hoping things are going to change. They're not if you don't actually address the root of the problem, which is usually a misalignment of the spine, something that has gotten shifted in there that needs to be corrected. And in some cases, when you have bad discs, like say disc degeneration, it just compounds the problem, makes it even more painful. So we can get that corrected without having to be on a bunch of drugs too.
And that's one thing that I'm glad you mentioned is, if you do get hit by an automobile accident, come to you first to see if they can do something without medication.
Exactly.
So they don't have to be on that high dose of painkillers.
All the painkillers, medications that people overuse and use too much of, and they're not really fixing any problems.
Right.
So that's the thing that we try to stress to people is we're going to get at the root of the problem. We're going to find out what's going on, and then we're going to correct it and get it functioning again. It all boils down to function. If you lose function due to an injury, due to a wreck, we can restore that function and that mobility by adjusting the spine and getting the bones moving again. So come in. Don't wait. What was your experience like when you first came in?
It was, I was kind of skeptical a little bit about chiropractic care. The thought of somebody,
moving the
bones, especially my neck. I was kind of a little hesitant, but it's not. It wasn't like that. Like we've talked before, I just turned a certain way, and I pinched my sciatic so bad for a week I could not walk straight.
Right.
And I'm a fairly young guy, and we've kind of narrowed down somewhat. I guess we've narrowed down my issue to where when I was younger, I worked out a lot and never knew I had to stretch, never knew I had to do all that. And it's just that, that tightness around my sciatic is, and it made me out of alignment. And
what happens is you overwork a certain area like the lower back, L4, L5, and the disc structure starts to thin out just a little bit. And that's typically what happens to a lot of folks when it comes to lower back problems. We have a particular technique that we use called Flexion Distraction, where it pulls apart on those discs. A bit of traction, you do that when you come in, and we pull apart on those discs, rehydrate them enough to keep that nerve fresh, to keep the pain and the pressure off of that nerve, the irritation. So it's old injuries are usually what kind of sneaks up on you. But your experience when you came in, after you came in, pretty good though.
Right. Yeah. It took a while. I mean, not the first time.
It didn't all happen in one time.
Right. But after a while, after coming in multiple times, it loosened up and started feeling better, and my alignment started balancing out to where it was where it needed to be. And you actually, I slept better,
And we recheck you after so many visits, just kind of see how your progress is by using that nerve scan that we do to be able to see how you're actually functioning. So we don't depend on guesswork. We actually will do checks to see if you're actually balanced and doing like you're supposed to. So that's what we like to do. We like to treat everybody who comes in the office like they're part of the family. And I think that's probably how you feel when you come in. The atmosphere is kind of a family type atmosphere. So that's what we pride ourselves on. So anybody who's never been to a chiropractor, it's nothing to be afraid of.
Right, and it's very non-confrontational. Not you don't have to worry about a lot. So I did appreciate that to where you kind of explained the process, and it
And we don't have a hard sell. We'll tell you what you need, and if you want to commit to the care, hey, let's get started and get to work. If you don't, when you're ready, we get to work. It's that sort of a thing. So main thing is, don't put it off.
Right.
Call. The number is 425-4424 there at the office. Our website is mountainhomechiro.com. You can go to the website. You can get all kinds of info on chiropractic and what it does for you. You don't have answers to your questions there, send me an email. There's a link at the top of the page. Just send me a direct email, and we get those to our inbox, and I get those personally, and I answer those personally. So it's fun. We get to talk to a lot of people that way.
Well, Charles, thanks for coming on.
You bet.
And,
yeah, it's always a pleasure.
Phone number one more time in case they...
425-4424. Just give us a call. Website again, mountainhomechiro.com.
All right. And thanks, everybody, for joining. And we're going to get out of here and call Dr. Charles Osgood if you have any issues, any problems. And we'll be back next week.